Okay, so here is an example video again from this Annke, I think it's pronounced Annke or Annke, security car safety video system. Now it is quite a small little camera and it sticks onto your screen with the aid of a little attachment and a suction cup. It is easy for you to remove it from that suction cup and put it back on again. It's very easy, very simple, very quick, good for security, so you don't leave it on site all the time. You can see here I'm driving on the M6 at a nice smooth 50 miles an hour for no real reason whatsoever, other than I think there's lots of cars around, lots of traffic at the moment. Now this is recording in full HD and you can see the quality, and I'll give you all the details on the HD resolution in the full review. And it has a number of features within it. You can have an automatic lane safety system which will tell you off if you drift out of one of these marked lanes. It's a bit hit and miss, to be honest, more miss than hit. And it's strange that in the quite brief manual that you get with this camera, it actually says it is recommended to turn it off, and it's a little strange that a feature is recommended to be not turned on. Why include it? I don't know. But anyway, here in the UK it doesn't operate that well, because I think it's designed for people that drive on the right hand side of the road, and it seems to find that any sort of road sign here in the UK is an oncoming vehicle, and it tends to go a bit crazy and makes funny noises and squelches at me quite a lot. Now, how this works is you just turn it on and it will instantly start recording. I've plugged it in and you are now seeing a 5-minute chunk of video. I've got to fit this into 5 minutes because as default it will record, you can adjust this, it will record 5 minutes of video, and that will get stored in 5-minute chunks. So you'll get one 5-minute chunk and then it'll save that, and then another 5-minute chunk and it'll save that, and then another 5-minute chunk and then it'll save that. That gets saved, and then it eventually goes over the oldest piece of 5-minute chunk video. And it depends on the size of your micro SD card how quickly that happens. I've got a 16GB card in there now. You'll see, I'll put this in the review, how big each chunk is. Now that's good, because on the back of this camera is a button, and it's got a little triangle with an exclamation mark on it, which is the event button. Now if something bad was to happen here, say a car had an accident in front of me, or heaven forbid I was involved in an accident here, you press the button on the back of the camera and that will store it in a separate folder called the event folder, and it records it. I think it's a 2-minute chunk of video, and that then will not get overwritten no matter how long you have that micro SD card in the camera. It won't get overwritten, so you can have a separate folder with all those bits of footage you want to keep. Now that's great if you see some crazy parking, or you see something in front of you that's dangerous that you may want to remember, and you can hit that event button. It's just one button to press, a nice big button, that's no problem. But if you are involved in an accident of some nature, I don't honestly think that pressing that event button is going to be your major concern, your primary concern. So it is good that the footage gets stored in a big rolling loop in the live video folder, and you can basically go into it, and if you've got the date and time set correctly, and it's not like mine where I've just put the date and time on there just to show it can do that. It's obviously not the right date, it's December the 14th as I record this, but you can go back to the time-stamped video file, because all the video files are stored with the timestamp, and then you can see what happened at that particular day and time, which is great. So if you forget to press that button, it's still there, still recorded, you don't have to think about it. Also, as you can hear, it's got an inbuilt microphone. You can turn it off if you wish, and for a lot of these videos I'm going to upload, it is disabled. There's a whole host of functionality, and you can see it's got HDR built in, which is great for little cameras like this. You might see slightly cheaper cameras out there on the market, and they are cheap because they haven't got this HDR functionality, which means that it'll get a load of sky into the lens, or a load of road, a load of darkness, or a load of light basically, and nothing in between. So you need the HDR to get a fine balance. I have got 6 seconds left, so that is just a quick overview of the Annke camera.